Thank you very much, Jerry. That is it for opening ceremonies. It's just about race time out here at the ZO CBD Arizona Super TT, sponsored by Ride Now Power Sports. Thank you very much for being a part of opening ceremonies. When we get onto the racetrack, 2 heat races of the Parts Unlimited AFT Singles, 2 heat races of the Mission Super Twins. We'll take the top 6 riders out of the singles heat races into the main event. If you don't finish in the top 6 spots, you come back in one last chance qualifier. We'll take the top 6 out of there. All the Super Twins riders will directly transfer to the main event. There will be no last chance qualifier for them. There's a look at the track from high above, and my producer says it's a very oddly shaped bow tie. So if you squish that middle together a little bit, but it's a very, very long front straightaway, a sweeping high banked turn 1 and 2. We're calling it a 6-turn racetrack, a nice left and a right, a second obstacle or a second jump on that back straightaway, then the final 2 turns, turns 5 and 6, and then head back towards the finish line. Also, I'd like to point out they're going to start on top of that tabletop finish line area, but the finish line is actually down past that landing of the tabletop. I'm Scotty Dubler. Now joining me in the booth, please welcome the man is no stranger on the microphone. He's been doing it for quite a while. I've looked up to him for quite a while, doing Supercross, and now he's over here with us on 2 wheels, on the ground. Today we're jumping. Ralph, welcome to the booth.
How are you, Scotty? Good to be here.
I am great. Look at this beautiful facility.
Yeah, that's, of course, when they would do the drag boat races on the lake behind us there. It's a very interesting facility here at Wild Horse Motorsports Park. Here's some onboard footage of what it's like riding here on our Super TT. This big ski jump tabletop.
An 80-foot long tabletop jump. This is turns 1 and 2. This is earlier in the day. You can see the rider who we're on board with catching up to Shayna Texter-Bauman right here. And here's where it seems to be the roughest part of the track because it's not normal for where this track is. So it's rougher, maybe a little bit softer dirt, but it breaks up a little bit. There's actually a rider checking out the ground already. So we've got an onboard footage of a crash.
Yeah, we've had a handful of those here today as everybody's dealing with trying to find the grip on this facility.
And this is the last corner. They'll go up. A lot of these 450s are shifting up 1 gear. You actually saw JD Beach shifting up a gear right here, and then they land on this jump, and then they slide it deep into turns 1 and 2. But when we were on our short break, when the paddock was open, we talked to some fans, and we talked to some riders, and actually Johnny Lewis has had 2 broken swing arms, and then we saw Jared Vandequay's got a broken swing arm as well. So the track is demanding on the riders, but actually it's more demanding on these motorcycles.
And we talked about that last night, you and I over dinner, talking about how hard this track was going to be on the mechanicals of these machines, and the rider who not just survives physically, mechanically might have a big edge here today.
Yeah, so it's going to take a full team effort. You can see this rider that we're on board with went a little bit wide right here. Again, this is before a lot of the blue rubber was put down from the tires, and the rider in front of him just makes some mistakes. So we're getting a few great looks at some critical spots of the racetrack, and I think the bumps are going to be there, they will continue to form throughout the day. However you can get through those bumps may make the deciding factor who wins this race.
Yeah, and in talking to Dallas Daniels, he was saying you really can't avoid them because they're pretty much right on the racing line. So you're going to have to, I think, charge right through those bumps.
And that's exactly what Jared Mee said. I said, why won't you try to go around him? He says, well, when you get off of the main line, if you get into that little bit of powder, you are slipping and sliding and possibly going down. So that's a live shot right here of the beautiful facility here.
And those bumps would be at the upper portion of the racetrack, what would be turns 3 and 4, that S situation through there.
Right, and the bikes are rolling onto the racetrack right now. So they'll get one sighting lap. Here they come. They'll come out and some of them are going to take a full advantage of the sighting lap. Some of them just, take their time and just look through thoroughly. A few different ways to look at the racetrack. But it's time for heat race number 1 of your Parts Limited AFT Singles. We've already eliminated 4 riders. We're down to the fastest 32. And we'll take 6 riders out of the 2 heat races into the main event.
Nice crowd on hand here on a warm afternoon here in the Arizona desert. Valley of the Sun in full sun today, not a cloud in the sky.
Look at the beautiful mountains in the backdrop. Yep. That was awesome. All right, so let's get into the starting lineup real quick. Parts Unlimited AFT Singles on the pole. It is your Pronto Parts Plus Pole Award winner, 21. Trevor Bruner was fastest in practice and qualifying. He'll be on the pole. 88, Chase Sadoff. The 59 is Tom Drain. The 49, Chad Coase. Keep an eye on the rider on the left of our screen. He'll be tough out here today. Row 2, Hayden Gillum, the road racer / flat tracker, 169. 48, Trent Lowe. 51, Cole Zabala. 19 is James Ott. Row 3, Jared Lowe's on the 63. Bronson Pierce, 132. 274, Scooter Vernon. 155, Olin Kistler. And on the 4th row, 53, Blake Steinwagner, 82 Travis Pettin, 233 Christian Spurgeon, and the 166, he's our leader of the Rookie of the Year, but he's way back there, Logan Eisenhardt.
It's going to be interesting to see where the good spots are for the starts. Where the starting area is actually on the top side of that tabletop. For the majority of the day, they've been flying over this. So it should be some pretty good traction actually right here.
Yeah, they did do one practice start for each class earlier. Uh-oh, one rider has his hand up.
I think that's Sadoff, isn't it?
It's either that's the 48 or Trent Lowe. Sadoff's on the front. Yeah, they look almost identical, those Turner Hondas. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Getting ready to go here at the Super TT. Underway. Bruner with a great start on the inside. Coast coming from the outside. Takes the lead away going into turn one. Will hold it coming off at 2 and into the S's and the bumps. Here we come.
And Sadoff got pushed way wide.
Oh, one rider almost gets bucked right off the machine there.
So Sadoff's going to have to play catch-up, and now another rider will as well. We'll keep an eye on. Here comes Hayden Gillen coming from the back. He's all the way up to 4th already from row 2.
Coast charging down the hill, up and over the jump for the first time at Anger.
That looks like fun, Ralph.
Sure does. And keep an eye on Tom Drain. He's sitting right there in 3rd. Oh, Bruner trying to squeeze up through the inside. Drain's right there on the 59. And then it's Hayden Gillum on the 169. Bruner really starting to force the issue. He's got the inside lane, and Coast is just going to take it away from him.
What I liked about that, they didn't follow each other. Bruner was showing a wheel on 2 different corners right there, so that's the first time we've seen that happen.
Bruner with good speed over that big jump.
Impressive ride by the Australian. Tom Drain back there in 3rd. He's got a lot of pressure. Here comes Hayden Gillum, 169.
Gillum, a multi-talented rider with so many different genres of two-wheel competition, road racing, flat track, moto. He does it all.
It's from the OWB, Owensboro, Kentucky area.
Drain, that rider from Australia. Spending the whole season over here with us. Came and ran a couple last year.
Whoa,
really impressed everybody. And Hayden gets way wide. He's off the line. How many spots will he lose?
Well, he almost hit the back end of the 59, and that would have been catastrophic. So instead, he backs off and goes wide, and he's going to lose several positions. Keep an eye on the 169. He's going to have to come through the pack now.
Coast doing a great job holding on to the lead and keeping Bruner at bay as Bruner searches everywhere to find just enough room to push that Yamaha into the lead.
And I don't know that Chad's holding up the 21. It's just the 21 hasn't found a good passing zone yet.
No, Chad's doing a great job. He's racing hard. He's racing fast. And just fast enough to keep Bruner behind him.
And Gillum only lost 1 spot by the time they got back to the start-finish line, so he remains up there in the top 5 against 6 riders to the main event. So both the first impressions Husqvarnas are out there 1st and 6th.
1 rider down in the background.
Looked like maybe one of the Turner Hondas. Maybe Zabala. Red flag is out. That's unfortunate for Chad Coase. They had 4 laps down. That would make
have been
3 laps down.
Might have been Trent.
You think it's Trent Lowe?
It should be right about that position, 6 or 7. So it could be Sadoff or Trent.
Definitely one of the Honda riders. Actually, maybe even could be Scooter Vernon. It's hard to see. Definitely, there's the 2 Turner Hondas right there going by, and there's the down rider getting up and shaking it off. That's the 53 Steinwagner. Man, he has had an eventful day. He went down that first round of practice. The chain came off, and he put him in the hay bales. He missed a corner earlier, so he's just got everything going on. He's getting airtime, but that's not how you want to do it. Steinwagner from Marissa, Illinois, rides for RR Racing, DTM, and Southern Illinois Spine and Joint. He's trying to shake it off right now. Hopefully he'll be all right. Doesn't want to get in that Medics side-by-side. He wants to get back on that motorcycle.
All right, while they talk to Steinwagner over here, make sure he's okay. We're going to show you a couple of replays here.
This is the start. Obviously. Watch the 88 Sadoff.
It's way wide, and Gillum comes right up the inside on him.
Oh, it looked like Sadoff got in the back of the 59 maybe, too. They're all going for that same piece of real estate right there at the bottom of turns 1 and 2, and that puts Sadoff way at the back. He'd made his way up to 8th before the red. And Hayden Gillum.
This is Hayden Gillum missing the corner.
He did a great job, though. He could have gotten the backside of Tom Drain. It would have put Drain down probably and would have put Gillum up over the handlebars. So instead, he grabbed a little bit more brake and went wide in the corner. Only lost 1 position by the time they got back to the start-finish line.
Yep. And there's a man who's led every lap so far.
Chad Coase, he's got a lot of pressure by the 21. Our Pronto Parts Plus Pole Award winner, Bruner, is looking for a way through, just not able to make a pass. You can see Chad's opened up the zipper. It's plenty warm out there. They said it's going to be about a high of 80 or 81 degrees, but it sure feels warmer than that when you're in the sun.
Oh, no doubt about it, especially wearing those leathers like that.
There's Kenny Coolbeth talking things over with one of the Turner Hondas. It was his birthday a day or two ago. Happy birthday to the king.
And there's Bruner.
Trevor Bruner, the 21. You can hear they're talking to the riders down there in the pit area. I believe that's Dave McGrath, one of the competition referees. Over to the left is Tom Drain. That's Nick Daniels talking to him. And that's the hot and the cold box right there outside that last corner. That's where they have to go during our caution. You can take a look at that.
Our progressive sky cam here.
That's beautiful.
You see the pit area back here.
You ever been here before, Ralph?
I've been here for numerous events, but I've not been on this part of the property.
It's such a cool facility. Drag strip over there. The NHRA was there last week. I heard some drag cars going last night.
Yeah,
Brad Jones said it was him in his rental car, though.
What's that?
Yeah, Brad Jones says it was him in the rental car.
In the rental car?
Yeah.
You got a good rental car.
Evidently. Oh, no, it was Brian Lockwood's rental car that was going fast last night.
Well, Brian does a lot of racing. He's a Porsche racer.
Really?
Yeah, road racer. Does a lot of road racing.
He must have the connections with the rental car companies, because I never get a Porsche.
Porsche.
There's
Been
Chad
through
Coase.
when it was the Bondurant school here. Went through that back in the day.
California kid right there, Chad Coase. Bruner was running second. Tom Drain. Cole Zabala had gotten by Hayden Gillum on that when Gillum made the mistake in turn one. Zabala was up to fourth. Gillum was in fifth, and James Ott was in sixth. They'll have to revert back one lap. We'll have our first staggered restart of the day. That's actually the crew chief right there talking things over with Chad. Look, she had a drill in her backpack, water bottle, hats.
Everything you need.
There you go.
JD Beach out there talking to Hayden Gillum. Yeah. A couple of riders out of Kentucky. A lot of Danny Walker there, too. Danny Walker just to the left there of Hayden, right there crossing his arms.
American Super Camp.
Yeah.
4 laps down, 4 laps to go, and we get back underway. Looks like all the riders are leaving their helmet on, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Hopefully the 53 is all right. Blake Steinwagner had an eventful day so far.
It's great to see Hayden here. I mean, he had a rough go during the Daytona 200 this year.
Well, I'm not sure if he was running those leathers enough. They're scuffed up on his right side. So, yeah, he did have a rough get off at the 200. So it is very good to have him out here with us. Got some good-looking graphics on that side, that 450.
Got some oil rigs on there. Looks like maybe from your part of the country.
Yeah, maybe so. There's a good-looking kit right there. Dalton Gauthier on the privateer team this year, doing for D&D. Got a good-looking helmet. Threw some purple in the leathers, and Lane's World on the sponsor list right there, and KTM D&D cycle. I like that lid. Is he ignoring us? He probably can't hear us.
He's trying to get in the zone.
He's actually in the next heat race, so he is starting second in that next heat race. He finished second when we were here back in 2019. 2:33 right here, Christian Spurgeon. This is about his second AFT race. He actually crashed here really bad last time we were here, and it's good to see him back out here giving it another go. There's Steinwagner's made his way back over here to the hot and the cold box.
Welcome back here to the Arizona Super TT. Getting ready for the restart here. Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park. Just a handful of laps left to go in this one, Scotty.
Yeah, 4 down, 4 to go. Look at this first staggered restart. They're going to be all the way back, almost hanging off the back side of the TT. So this is going to be interesting. 16 bikes out there. We'll have 18 in the main events, possibly 19 if anybody uses a provisional start to get
Coase, Bruner, Drain, Gillum right there on the 169. Ott on the 19.
Zabala's way at the back.
I know.
He must have made changes to that motorcycle. We'll try to find out.
Here we go. We're underway. Oh, Hayden Gillum gets very loose on the start. Almost gets into Ott. Coast picks right up where he left off. He's got the lead.
Ott went on the inside and got into Gillum. That pushes Gillum wide. Gillum's going to have to come from the back now.
That's going to cost Hayden a handful of spots.
And only the top 6 will make the direct transfer.
He's out of it for now.
Coast, Bruner.
Up the hill to the highest point of the racetrack here. Back down the hill they come. Flat out all the way down that hill over that big jump. Across the finish line. Finally lifting as you slide it into turn 1.
Gillum way back in 8th. He needs to pick up 2 more spots on that 169. Scooter Vernons came from way deep in the field. He was starting on the 3rd row. He's up to 6th right now, number 274.
Bruner continuing to hound Coase here. Bruner on the Yamaha, the blue 21.
Chad's doing a great job, though. He's holding down the line, but he's still fast, and he's on the gas, so he got a little twitch right there going up to the jump.
And you can tell they're hard on the gas, and that rear end starts dancing around because they're fighting for traction out there. Here's Ott on the 19, pushing Sad off.
Trying to get through.
That's a battle over 5th right now.
And 274 is right behind him. Scooter Vernon's trying to get back in the thick things. Here comes Hayden Gillum, number 169.
Yeah, he's back in 8th.
Going up the jump. Just caught the tail end of it on the screen. We're still green. Oh, we are red.
Oh, it's Hayden Gillum.
We're still green until we see a red.
Boy, he was right in this one at the beginning, and it has just been a struggle ever since.
You know, and he got up and got going on his own, so we're still green out here as the white flag is actually out.
I watched the 169. You can see that rear end coming around as he was on the gas.
He almost did a 360.
Sure did.
Everybody else does a great job of avoiding the downed rider.
That's the challenge here today, Scotty. I mean, you're going to be flat out trying to get as much throttle going as you can, get that rear wheel spinning. Checkered flag is going to fall here. Coase gets the win. Bruner gets 2nd. Tom Drain will hold on for 3rd. And Trent Lowe, Chase Sanoff, and James Ott will be your 6th. Scooter Vernon, Jared Lowe, top 8.
274 almost got there. Scooter Vernon, Jared Lowe gets all the way up to 8th. That's Trent Lowe's little brother. So tough break. Zabali ends up way back there in 11th, and Hayden Gillum all the way back in 16th. So they'll have to come back through a last chance qualifier. There's a look at the results. Chad Coase, your winner. His best lap at 28.933. Bruner had a faster lap, just was not able to make the pass. Drain is 3rd. Trent Lowe is 4th. Sad off 5th, and James Ott gets that last transfer to the main event.